Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya. Sim Awesome Naya. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across this video where a white man went to drop this on a black man's comment section, asking him 1,000 years of racism against them. Like, black people bear racist towards them. And only 300 years for everyone else. Like, we've got 300 and we are complaining. Black people are like, screaming, but they've been at the receiving end for 1,000 years. I don't know where this person is coming from, but I know he doesn't know anything about he doesn't know anything about CRT. He doesn't know anything about history. He was not taught. He is. Why would he know when they are trashing the books? When they said my people's history is violent. So how do you want him to know? Or is he gaslighting himself, or whichever one he is doing? That is his problem. Now, I am going to say this. I might be out of point or something, but this is something that I want to say. You people do not want my people to leave. You people do not want them to stay. You have to choose one. Pay them their reparations. And I do not want to hear anything like it was my ancestors. I don't have any hand in it, or you were not born. You were not born, but at this very moment, you all are still enjoying the benefits of everything their ancestors built. So pay them their reparations. Let them know what they want to do with it. You all want to be crazy all the time, right? It's all right. Let's get into this video.
White people attempting to rebrand white rage by co-opting the term black fatigue as though it's a phenomenon they actually experience but only recently found the language to talk about is both dystopianly weird and tragically on brand. The copying, the whitewashing, the centering themselves by playing victim. But what's ironically telling about it is that the concept of racial battle fatigue is not new. It's been around for decades, and the term black fatigue has been used by black people for quite a while. Mary Frances Winters wrote a book that came out in 2020 titled Black Fatigue, and it describes the mental, emotional, and physical exhaustion that black people experience because of systemic racism. Now, notice how black people didn't call that white fatigue, because the purpose is not to assign blame in order to justify bad behavior. It is called black fatigue because it is a harm that black people experience, and so their focus is on addressing and combating that harm. Whereas when white people talk about experiencing black fatigue, they are not talking about a harm that they experience because of black people or anybody else. They are literally telling on their own inability to live in society with black people. And that's not new either. That's a pathology that has existed for hundreds of years, but call it what it is, white rage.
Where is the country of white? Simple question. Where is the country of white? How long has the country of white existed? How many wars did the country of white fight? How many did it win? How many did it lose? What kind of colonization did the country of white do? What technological advances came from the country of white? The silence really isn't for me. The silence really is for you. It really is. What kind of language do they speak in white? What is the white language? What kind of famous inventors came from the country of white? Are these questions too hard for you to answer? Can you get on a map right now and show me where the country of white is? Where is the white empire? Where is it? Who led the white empire? What was the name of the royal family of white? Did they have monarchs, or did they have like a democratic society? So if that's the case, who was the first prime minister of white? Who's the first president of white? What is the daily cuisine of white? What is the most famous dish of white? You hear that silence? It's not for me. It really is for you. The quickest and easiest way to confront your stupidity is by asking you simple questions. These are simple questions. Where on the map is the country of white? What is it next to? What is its bordering country? Was there ever any intermarriage between, like, say, England and the country of white? Was it? Was the country of white filled with scientists or barbarians? Which one was it? What did the pottery from the earliest moments of the country of white look like? I'm leaving these silent pauses for you. It ain't for me. See, I've looked at a map. I know the answers to these questions, but since you want to talk about white people experiencing racism, I need to know where these white people come from. No, you don't get a chance to call them Russian or German or Norwegian or Dutch or Canadian or English or French or Spanish. No, no, no. No, you must call them white. And if you call them white, that means they come from one centralized place, the country of white. So I need you to think about it. Where is the country of white? Is this where white slaves came from? The country of white? So who captured them? Was it the Chinese? The Mongols? The Slavs? Who caught them? Who caught them? Who enslaved these people from the country of white? Were they on the beach? Did they not have warriors? Somebody just rolled up on this land. Saw these naked white people in the sun. And just said, yeah, they'll make good breeding stock. Is that how they ended up picking cotton and sugarcane? Where are the stories about the Underground Railroad for the white people? Where'd they take them? I mean, did they take them to Canada? So there's a contingent of Canadian people who identify by their white ancestors from the country of white? Who was white's greatest trading partner? What goods did they get? What goods did they give? What was the number one export from the country of white? White women? What was it? What? I'm literally asking you these questions as serious as I possibly can. Can you answer any of them? Like, time now, today. Can you please go get a map? Go get a map. Go get a map. Country of white. Find it, please. So, I'm going to talk to 3 of the groups that were heavily voting for Donald Trump. See if you like this. So, Donald Trump put Robert F. Kennedy Jr. in charge of Health and Human Services. And then he's just started slashing the fucking people that work everywhere in departments and things of that nature. One of which being the people that oversee and get help for coal miners with black lung. Just slashed the whole fucking thing. All right? Donald Trump's administration started to fire veterans who worked for the Veterans Administration. Just fired them. Fired them. Right? So much so that they also, reduced the amount of people working at the Veterans Crisis Line. Yeah. Then, Donald Trump has proposed. Donald Trump and the Republican Party. Got to make sure you say that. The Republican Party. Remember them? Pick 'em up trucks, got them a shotgun, daddy's Bible, and all that good shit, right? With the cowboy hats. Remember them? Okay. Now, Donald Trump's administration is talking about cutting trillions of dollars from things like Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, food stamps, affecting a lot of poor white people, including poor women, white women with children who depend on these programs. And while all of this slashing and cutting and firing and shit is going on, y'all hearing about that big, beautiful bill that he's talking about? Which a part of it is there's a part in there for $175 billion for an golden dome, which is the same as what Israel has with the Iron Dome in Israel. But while he's hitting y'all with that shiny golden dome, all of this racks up to a $4 trillion tax cut. So to the minors that voted for Trump, the veterans that voted for Trump, and the poor white folks that voted for Trump, who they thought 3 times in a row now is going to make their life so much better, all to give one of the largest tax cuts in American history to people like Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. How you feel now? How do you feel now? You feel full? Still full on MAGA? Still? Some of y'all are watching this phone or watching this video on a phone you got from someplace like Cricket or, Boost Mobile or Mint Mobile or wherever, right? Right? Some of you got it on you got it on Verizon or AT&T or whatever, right? You know for a fact it's going to be a struggle for you to buy a new phone. It's going to be a struggle for you to maintain the payments for the phone plan that you have right now. That's why you're at Cricket or Boost or T-Mobile Boost or Mint Mobile and things of that nature. You're trying to find ways to save the essentials, like you need a cell phone because very few people have landlines. Some of you are going to get up in the morning and go into a dark hole to dig up coal, knowing that it is shortening your life. Some of you are veterans. You wear the veterans hat for Vietnam, Desert Shield, Desert Storm, Korea, Afghanistan, and Iraq. And you're afraid that your job isn't going to be there. You're afraid that your benefits might not be there. How do you feel now? Is any of the shit that people that look like me have been trying to tell you for 70 years, has it sunk in yet? Has it? Are you still holding on to your pride, or are you going to actually admit there's a problem? And that problem is how you vote. Our finest American institutions, the Princetons, the Columbias, they are bowing and bending the knee to Donald Trump, all in the guise of fighting anti-Semitism, but what they're really fighting is the First Amendment. And every time one of these colleges capitulates, the First Amendment means less. But I guarantee you, I guarantee you, a lot of the alumni, a lot of the presidents and deans, y'all voted for this motherfucker though, didn't you? Didn't you? How do you feel now? I look at Columbia no different than I look at a community college at this point. But this is what y'all wanted. Do you see what voting selfishly gets you? Is it clear to you? Is it making any sense? Because see, for about 70 years, about 70, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, I don't really know. People that look like me have been trying to tell you this. How the fuck do you not have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, and you're rooting for the Monopoly man? You've all played Monopoly. You played it, heard somebody else playing it. You don't root for the rich to win. Because in order for the rich to win, somebody has to lose. Your pride in bullshit has fucked up your life. Your pride in bullshit has fucked up your reputation. A lot of these colleges that are capitulating to the Trump administration and their whims, you will never recover. A lot of you coal miners who either have lost friends to black lung or you're sick yourself with black lung. In 2026, are you going to vote smartly or are you going to continue to vote with this guns, God, grits, gravy, and bullshit? You veterans, 2/3 of which of you voted for this motherfucker. Are you going to learn? Are you going to use some of that military training that you've been walking around with? The reason you're called a veteran in the first place. Are you going to use any of that and actually, I don't know, vote smartly the next time? Some of you poor ass people, poor ass white folk, are you going to learn? Poverty in West Virginia looks no different than poverty on the south side of Chicago. You have more in common with poor working class black folks than you think. Maybe you should let go of some of that bullshit and these stereotypes that you heard so that we all can fight collectively and hold these people to account so that your life is a little bit better. Or are you all going to forget this shit next year? Because I can almost guarantee you a Republican will be running in West Virginia, in coal country. He will promise a bunch of shit. Coal miners will listen to it. They will vote for him and their life will get worse. There will be there will be a Republican running for Congress or Senate, and veterans will listen to him talk about how much he loves the military and this, that, and the third. They will vote for him. Their life will get 10 times worse. There are poor ass white people who still seem to believe that their level of poverty is different than the poverty someplace where there's a predominantly black or brown neighborhood. They will listen to these people tell them about God's grits, gravy, trans people in bathrooms, trans people taking a shit. They will listen to them, they will vote for them, and their life will get infinitely worse. These college deans and shit, seeing the carnage that's being done by this administration, will listen to the Republicans say that they will safeguard them and they will vote for them, and it will get worse. How many more times do you got to get kicked in your fucking mouth before you get up and punch back?
Everyone else can celebrate their culture, but when white people do it, everybody gets mad. Has anyone ever called you racist for celebrating St. Patrick's Day? Has anyone ever tried to cancel you on Twitter because you attended Oktoberfest in Helen, Georgia? Has anyone you know ever been triggered by someone showing up to the Tulip Festival where you celebrate Dutch culture? Has anyone ever lost their job because they were seen at a Renaissance fair? If a person of Spanish ancestry ever attends the Los Aleños Fiesta in New Orleans, do you think the woke mob is knocking on their door? Our country is full of European celebrations of white European culture. But you're not talking about these. You're not talking about these celebrations. You're talking about this. You're talking about this. You're talking about this. You're talking about this. This is the white pride you want to celebrate. Look at how much fun they're having at Oktoberfest. This looks like a blast. I would love to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 beers she's holding. You don't want a German girl holding 13 beers. You want a bunch of moldy dudes who are mad that they can't have supremacy anymore.
This is all I got from this video, and they don't talk about all of this. They will not. How would they? How do you want them to talk about it? They are something to tell you that, they experience this. What do you experience? What is your experience? You all have never experienced. That is why all of a sudden, black fatigue. Like, you even understand why black people started using it. Well, why it's a black? Why do you have to use it? Why do you even have to say it? Because you know that you are the problem. He came to want to ask. Because all of a sudden, there is always reverse racism. All of a sudden, every day, we get to hear about reverse racism. And who is reversing it? I really do wish that I get to see the kind of energy. Like, I wish, the energy is like equal. Because every day is always them, coming out online to ask you questions. 1,000 years of racism against white people, and only 300 years for everyone else. Is this not gaslight? Is he not trying to look for trouble? Like, what exactly will I say that you all are experiencing, or you all have experienced? See, I don't know the rate at which I see so many things happen these days. Like, it looks like there is like the imported racism from somewhere. And I know the reason why, because their master is on the throne. So others are pumping out and coming out. So you see them and know what they can do. They are not focused like before. I thought it was about their, how the country was and how bad it was, how there is need to fix it, how groceries are all. That was not actually the problem. That wasn't the problem. Now we are saying the problem. You all wanted to have that full power to always come out to say any bullshit you want to say. Because at this time, it looks like somebody opened door for them to come out and spew their hatred. Yes. Everywhere you go, them. Everywhere you go, them. Some of them can't even feed themselves. Some of them can't even, get it right. But keypad warriors, they will always sit back at home and look for someone to throw. Or not even throw themselves, because they are throwing themselves. You want to talk about racism, and I keep asking, what have you people experienced? What is it? What did you do? What did you do? What happened to you? Or what did they do to you? Nobody would say anything. They can't talk. They can't explain. They can't even explain, how. But it is what it is. At least my people already know the people they've been dealing with for years, for decades, not even for decades, They know you so well, but you don't even know anything about them. Black people have been told everybody, you see this period that is really going to be. They are not talking about the Medicare that they are about to cut, like literally everything that they are about to cut. He is here trying to look for the reverse racism that is happening to him. When Medicare they are about to cut it, and some other things are going away. You all will never focus, because focusing is far away from you. You keep thinking my people are your problem when you are the problem. The rich white men are the problem. Go and hold them accountable for what is happening to you and pay my people their reparations. Enough of moving around and looking for someone. Go and people should pay reparations, and don't sit in that, don't sit wherever you are talking or typing that bullshit from to ask me your parent. No, your ancestors benefited. That is still, you are also benefiting from all the things Black people's ancestors built. So you all better get ready and gather your money, because that reparation is a must. You don't want Black people to stay. You don't want them to leave. So what is the problem? If you want them to stay, make them comfortable. If you don't want them to stay, pay them their reparations so they know that, we've been settled, let's go. But moreover, it's already their land. Where do you want them to go? Where do you want them to go? It's their land. But yeah, reparation is a must too. Because you have to fix all the things you all did. There is need to fix all of it. Bye for now.